So people, I need to go and get myself some kit, because so far I'm not exactly in character, nor do I want to be doing this without having some decent gear. And all my stuff, I've outgrown it, and it's the old camo anyway that we used to wear back in 2008, 2009. So it's all changed now. It's this new MTP stuff that you all wear when you go airsofting. So I'm gonna have a trip down to Anchor Supplies, which is local to me at Ripley, and I want to be fair, I just need a t-shirt, so I might just get a t-shirt, come back. I think I've got some boots. I'll go and have a look anyway, but anyway, see what they've got. Right, so the guy's been busy. Oh God, that's my day sack from years and years ago. Elk for Heroes t-shirt come miles too small, so what I've done is I've just attached it to the side instead of wearing it. Boots, only size in there that fits me. Really cheap to be fair. I think I paid 40 quid for them. Never wore brown boots in my life in army, but when I was there it was all about black boots, black polish, webbing. I got a tiny set of webbing, look. I managed to chuck loads of pouches together, really cheap. It's really small for a specific reason, so that'll come into play after. And then I've got this one, which is going to be mine. Extra couple of pouches on there, so I've got 4 big pouches, 2 mag pouches. Yoke, just needs a bit of sniper tape going on there. So that's 2 sets of webbing. Hats. So I've got an MTP baseball cap, bush hat with a Ukraine flag on it. Can't grumble at that. So I'll have that. A bit ambitious, but I'll have it. This is actually a t-shirt that I dug out from years ago when I was in Bastion in Afghan. You could actually buy clothes, believe it or not. A lot of you people that didn't manage to go out, it was like near on a bloody supermarket in most places. So my old Camp Bastion t-shirt, which fits still. I got these. So these are old camo. I'm not going to wear them, but they've got all my old TRFs on them. These are my old jackets that I used to wear. That I've not bought these. These are what I've actually been issued with in army. But I took them with me for sizing because it's not just small, medium, large. I got a green cap with MTP infrared Union Jack up front. I think I want to be wearing that to be doing a lot of this on. And then all this stuff. Now, we had these when I was in years ago, but camo's changed. You've got these Velcro things that you pull off. Managed to find one with an ISAF flash on it. I was affiliated with ISAF when I was in Afghan all them years ago. But that should be right, that. A bit of material on sleeves. This time of year, don't want to get burnt. And a pair of trousers. Now these are repaired. There's a tiny little repair on front here. There, look. But 15 quid for a pair then, for a set. Can't grumble at that. And that is pretty much going to do me. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to get kitted up. This weighs 15 kilo as it is. And believe it or not, all that's in here is just like brew kit. There's a 2-man tent here. There's a few other bits and bobs. There's a jet boil, there's some other bits and bobs. And that kind of just stays as it's shed. So when me and Young'un get off around Dales, we've got a bag and I've got food and brew kit in there and what have you. This is what I want to be doing challenge week. I think I want to up the weight. I have got a bad bike, but I am going to up the weight to about 30 kilos. But I think I want to start off slow and light, and then I want to slowly work my way up to it because I don't want to overdo it. I thought I'd pick one of these up just in case it's baking with that. I don't want to burn top it listeners. So one of them. Them boots, I kind of need to get them on pretty sharpish and get my feet the same shape as them. I've actually got a rip in my trainer there. What's going off? So yeah, mildly unfit. I won't say I'm out of shape, but it's all up here and we all know that. So I'm going to get kitted up and get off and do a recce around the place in kit, bring you guys with me and show you exactly where I'm going to be doing my 150 miles, and I'll talk you through the distance while we're there. So let's get into it. Right, so kitted up, bit of kit on, it's scorching red hot. It's only 10 in the morning as well, really warm, it's like 22 already. For a lot of you that's alright, but for us gingers it's like times 20. What I'm going to do now is just taking you down towards where I'm going to be completing a lot of my 150 mile Help for Heroes challenge weighted walk, and just give you all an eyes on as to what it looks like, the terrain, the area. I know you've seen bits, but main purpose of today is to show you guys in a bit more detail, and more importantly, now I'm kitted up in all this new camo, got to bed some boots in, haven't I? So I've got these bad boys, been on someone else's feet for ages, second hand from surplus. I ain't bedding new ones in this short space of time. So I've put some thin socks on and I've brought you down to my back area, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you a tour of the place whilst bedding in these boots. On my back I've got a camelback. I think it's about half full. I've only put a bit of water in it, don't want too much in it. So it's going to be a weighted walk. I've only brought this so I can have a drink instead of carrying a bottle and trying out the camera at the same time. And it means that I can just give you all a feel for the place in a different light as well, because it's a bit clearer today, it's a bit brighter, warmer conditions, and you can all sort of see what it's going to be like for me. And now I'm in all my surplus gear. This is my Bastion t-shirt I told you about. I've had this for years, bought it in Bastion, and then we were never allowed to wear it on parade or out because it weren't army issue, so it was just one of them, it just went in the souvenir bag. Well, this is my starting point, so I'll flip the camera around and just show you what we've got. So this entrance here takes you down onto the main road. I think it's Cresswell Road, and then I'm actually using Strava app as well today, so you'll actually be able to see in a minute where I've come from. So I've set off sort of outside my house, made my way down main road, over at Train Bridge, and then it brings you to this little entrance here, and you just walk through. And this is like what used to be like an old platform. It's an old pit, it's an old mine, and this is like an area where they used to have lots of drop off and pickups. This area really used to be like where they used to pull carts up to and what have you, and load them all up. But this is what we're dealing with, so a lot of green zone. This is where I'm going to come down, and this is like my checkpoint for like I think it's about a mile. I'll show you anyway, but this is it's about 0.95 or a mile to here, 1 full lap. But I do include walking from my house to the entrance here. On the Strava app, it's saying that just from my house to here, it's 0.63 of a mile to get to here. So not bad. Doing roughly 4-minute miles. It took me 10 minutes to get down here as well. So I do include that, because 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back, 20 minutes worth of walking, might as well include it. And then, so to get here, and this is my first checkpoint. So if I'm at 0.63 miles now, I'm going to do 1 full lap and take you with me, and just sort of in segments, just show you little areas all around till I get back here, and just give you all a good reconnaissance tour of the whole circuit, what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to set off this way, and then this path just takes you all the way down here, nice and easy. Just gravel as well, not like rough terrain stuff, not really horrible to walk on. Like I say, these boots need some bedding in, size 13.5 feet, and they're a pain to find, to be fair. And as well, guys, if you've not already, if you want to donate to Help for Heroes and support veterans all around UK and many other causes as to where all the funds go to, by all means get on the link in the description or contact Help for Heroes directly, make donations. You can do it on their website. I think I've raised about 20 quid so far. I think it's like an 150 quid target. I don't really go mad with it. I don't post it going crazy. Sister-in-law's donated. I think someone else has as well. But ultimately, even if I raise nothing, the idea is for me to raise the awareness more than anything, and quite enjoy doing stuff like this. Something I want to do a lot more of. And if any of you want to join me, feel free. Get in touch, drop me a message. If you want to meet up one morning up here and come and do a circuit with me, clock some miles up, even if you're not doing a challenge and you want to just come, you don't even have to be ex-forces, don't even have to be a veteran, don't have to be anything. If you're just that like-minded and you want to come and get involved, then get involved. So that path leads all the way around here and it splits off. You've got a bit there and this bit here, so I like to cut under this tree. You have to be careful here though, because there's this thing sticking out and you'd come down with loppers and lop it off. And then brings you out here, and this is where it joins back up, look, so then you're onto this main path. And you can carry on going that way if you want. I might add that into one of my runs later on into challenge, but for now this is steep incline here, and it's steepest incline you've got until you get back here again later on. So I'm actually going to tackle this now and show you. So through all this long grass, it's a bit thorny and nettly like these, look, see these here. But the idea is just power through it, get a few cuts, and then just power up this hill here. So it's where motorbikes come quite a lot. The idea is just to power yourself up with your feet like that. And by the time you get back round to this, you will have actually recuperated all your energy as well from before, so it's quite nice to have a bit of an incline. And you get up to the top here, there's a nice post there. Again, just long grass, power through it. And then up onto the top. And this is quite flat now all the way around. Whitwell tarmac over there, big plant. Oh, it's a bit windy, but you come out here, enjoying this path here, and follow it all the way up. So I'll take you that way now. As you can hear, fitness is not my best friend at the minute, so hopefully doing this challenge will help me get back on track. But boots, very comfy so far. Whoever had them before me looked after them. Never had brown boots when I reinforces it were black. Years after I left, they brought this new camo in and new brown boots. Quite fond of it, to be fair, when I saw it, but people said that you don't have to really take as much due care when looking after, I don't know. Used to quite enjoy polishing my boots a lot. Now you've got another post here. This is what I like to refer to as RV1. RV1, so you've got there. So there's two posts here, but there's one at the top of that thing where we've just come up over there. One here, second one in. It's got these mounds next to it where bikes jump over. RV1 this, so you've got to the steepest and probably inclines you can. And this is where you need to start thinking about powering back down again. And then keeping as far left as we can and just making his way around here. I can walk on the inside if I want, but if I do that, I'm actually losing valuable distance. I'm just going to stick to what I'm doing. Might even give this little hump a try it. Easy. And again, it's going to be really easy for a lot of you watching this, but I down on fitness. down on military activity, not done much for a long time. Only sort of fitness health I've done is like weightlifting. So ask me to do any serious running, not a chance. If you want me to carry some watering cans up garden, then I'm your man. Right, now we get to this bit here. So RV1 down there with post, keeping nice and left all the way up here into the centre at Quarry and Pit. You've got the tarmac plant over there, big open space here, loads more room for fun and activities. So if you do want to come up and give me a bit of company and come and have a go, feel free. Just post here, be wary of that if you're running past, don't want to trip yourself up. And then just keeping as far left as I can, all the way around, taking advantage of as much distance as possible. But in middle, look, get out for a view. Got all that, cutting into hillside over there. A lovely view all around. It's quite nice, to be fair, if any of you remember Catterick ITC, Infantry Training Centre. It's quite similar to that. Get that feel, get that, you know, that vibe, especially this time of year if anyone did a summer camp like me. Right, back down this way and carry on, show you. Just giving camo pack a try because I've got it a wash out and a bit of a clean, but you know what they're like after a while. Oh. Well, it's water, isn't it? It'll do. Tell you what, absolutely love doing this. Really therapeutic. Good for up here, you know. Right, and then we've got the big bowl area. It's not listed as that, that's just what I like to call it, because it's just like a massive bowl. We drop down to it, just keeping to the left hand side where we were before. Look, all the way down this way. Again, boots feeling wicked. Nice and comfortable, not rubbing, no blisters. And then Mecca's way all the way around this, back over that way. So again, it's not uneven ground either, it's quite nice to walk on, tab on, even probably run on if you wanted to. I come up here on bike, on push bike, motorbikes, and never really a problem. Nice and flat. I've actually opened the Strava app and it's picking up in kilometres, I'm not sure why. Just took a screenshot of it when I started and it was in miles, and now it's registering in kilometres, so might have to just scrap that. Just work it out. But I think when I get to the bottom, I might even go again and just show you the distance in miles. But for now, it's only to give you a bit of a reconnaissance and a bit of a tour of what it's like up here. I imagine on a really rainy morning or rainy day, it might be even better. A lot of you that used to love your tabbing, I know I used to absolutely love it. CFTs. If you remember doing it and it was like a bit bad weather, weren't all that great to start with. But when you get to end and you get to take your kit off and it's wet and you cool down like twice as fast. Right, spin you around and show you where I am at this point. So that's where I were when I told you about the bowl. I've now walked around this area and we're just on sort of south side of that bowl now. And you've got all the tarmac, Whitwell tarmac, planting background. Lovely view when you're up here. If you ever come up as well, you sometimes spot a lot of deer tracks. I've seen odd deer as well while I've been up here before, down here, and not been a bother. But you see loads of rabbits, hares. Yeah, really nice place to be. Red kites as well, anyone into birds. Red kites, hawks. You get loads of them up here because it's quite a derelict bit of land for wildlife. It's like a perfect target spot for birds to come up and sort of single out mice and voles, etc. So if you're into stuff like that, it's not a terribly bad place to, if you're into stuff like that, it's not a terribly bad place to be, even not worse today. So right, let's get you up here and show you this bit. Right, so we've just come down this way. Again, we're going to be sticking to this path going straight down, but just for a bit of sightseeing, so you all know. Got like a bit of a valley down here, which again, loads more room for fun and activities in the future. I'm not sure if anyone would be quite fussed about coming up here and having a dig with me, but like here, look, see where bikes and jeeps and that come up. Actual like jeeps go up and down this, it's balmy. But you got this bit here, bit of battle PT. I've got a bad back, so I don't really want to think about a battle PT, but again, fun and activities, guys.
So many activities!
It's just one of them. I mean, that's a steep old thing, that. It'd be quite interesting to think about what we could do with that. Right, on we go. This valley, look, dropping down this bit. Nice tight little path down here. And this is where it gets a bit optional. I've got a proven route on here that I stick to just for the sake of distance and getting the most out of it. But just for your sake, just so you know, you can drop down this bit into an absolute ocean of different terrain and all different umps. You've got all this slope going up and down here, you've got these big hills going up here. But I like to drop down this way. So down we go and power up that. So down that hill, a little bit of an hill there. I was talking about this the other day, if anyone you remember tabbing from years ago. Sometimes there's some inclines that they're like a lot easier to get up when you've got a lot of weight on your back. So and then over there is the start of the main path that was started on at the bottom. You've got all this open bit here, path down that way, but I've sort of made my own path up this way just to add a little bit of contour and a little bit extra terrain over this bit. So over here and down this bit, you have to be quite careful here because it's a bit loose gravel. Could even change it and go down that way, but just to add a little bit more sort of, I don't know, drama, a little bit more precision as to what we were used to years ago. Chose to come down this bit, so using feet on your side if you can. You just want to come down like this. Bit of loose gravel, but if you know what you're doing, you'll be right. Right down into the bottom and then up this way. So you've got a path that takes you down that way to where it works are, don't want to bother them, and then up this way. So a bit of an incline here. And the good thing about this incline, this is now, it's only a small one, but it's the last one until we descend down into the bottom where we started. And here we are. So we've just come over all this, drop down here, into here, back up, and now this bit, you can cut straight over. We're just going to go round, like I say, an extra 10-15 metres added on. It's all adds up. Right, so this path takes you straight back down to where we started. That's where we've just come from over there. You've got all centre here as well. Just going to cut all that out. While it's a distance game, I want to make sure I'm getting the maximum distance in the shortest time frame possible. So I don't want to be messing about making shortcuts. And this path, I'll come back to you when we get to the bottom down here. I also forgot, guys, RV2. RV2 is on the top of that little mound that we're on then before we drop down that sketchy bit where you have to sidewalk down. So that's RV2. This is like another reference point. It says fuck the Tories on it. It's just an old block platform thing, not quite sure what for, but just to give a bit of context about the place. But yeah, I'll skim back over that and show you again. Boots are going strong, no rubbing, really comfortable actually. Glad I went with a used pair. Someone said if you can try and get a used pair, but I was struggling to find a size 13.5 L and managed to get these from Anchor Supplies and yeah, really comfy. Right, so we've just come down this long path here. And then the finish checkpoint is here, where we started. So this is where I came in. This is where we started. And that is sort of one full lap of the place. So 2.23 kilometers in miles is about 1.38 miles according to internet. So I'll switch it back round to miles now, and I'm going to start from this very checkpoint where I started from. I start it from when I leave the house, but just to give you a bit of reference, I'm going to start it again from here and show you where it is exactly in miles to the very point. So if we pick a reference point here, let me turn you around and I'll show you. The mark, the edge of this concrete plinth here, when I get back here, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to show you what Strava says it is, and I think it's like 0.93 or 0.92 miles. So if you imagine 5 of them, including down here, including back up, 6 mile, 25 days, 6 mile, should be bang on for 150. So I've started Strava, I'm at this point, I want to set off right now and do one more. Just point out them other few bits, but just to show you where it is exactly back to that point. Last time I did it was like 0.9 something miles. And again, just to give you a bit of rundown about me, ex-forces, did a few years. I'm not like some bionic guy that's done 20 odd years, full pension, 58 tours. I'm not that guy. Yeah, did a few years ago, really enjoyed it. Kind of got pushed to come out, didn't really want to leave. Army had loads of cuts, and I took an opportunity and went for it, to be fair. Come out with a bunch of guys, never got on with civil life since, really struggled. Yeah, 14 years ago, 14 years in this fucking dive, to be honest. It's not easy. The world has like absolutely took advantage of me big time. But anyway, still here, still going. There was a conversation about Ukraine a bit back, pretty much ready to go. Organised it with a bunch of other people from right country that were already heading over. And my missus, she didn't want me to go. And I get it. But being ex-army, ex-infantry, ex-forces, I had to say goodbye once before when I went to Afghan to my ex-wife, and it ain't easy. And you know, I've got a lot more invested into my missus now than I did my wife back then, so it's quite a tough one really, but I haven't ruled it out. You know, if an opportunity comes and I really have to, then you know, you can sign it on my behalf. Right, let's go. Out the woods, back to the first hill. Just going to power up this now. And again, it's not a speed factor. I mean, the quicker you can do it, the better, because you can get back home and get washed and showered and all that. But it's just about driving your feet in. Again, when you've got a bit of weight on, this actually feels quite easier. So yeah. And then through all this long grass here, again, it's just thorns and grass, it's not like painful. Oh, I always feel better after that bit. And then back up onto the top where we started earlier. Now, RV1's over there. Let's get there. Again, it's not the first post, it's the second one. That one's a bit too close to that hill over there, so I don't want to make it that easy for everybody. But RV1's here. RV1. Why have I done that? Well, if somebody wants to come and tag along that's not quite as able as me or some others, or somebody who's really down at fitness, this is a good area to get your arse down, have 30 seconds, get off a bottle of water in you, get up and crack on. And then set off this way, and then it's pretty much flat right until RV2 over there, where you've got a dip and then one more sort of incline. Right, let's get you up here and around this bit. And again, back up onto the top. I'm sure this is south, so this little reference point here might be now known as South Pole. Whitwell tarmac over there. Just keep it left down here, and you've got the big bowl. Let's get around that bit. Anybody intrigued about the back injury, by the way, I did mention it in the last video. I had an accident at work in January 2023. No major, like, I'm still alive. But our roof leaked at Wincanton, and there were no wet floor signs, no nothing. And I was driving a lollop. For you that don't know, it's like a forklift that you can stand up in, carry 2 pallets. And I just got asked to move it out of the way. Obviously filled out all check sheets, all safety checks, all that good stuff like you're supposed to. Jumped on it, went about my shift, and then as I went to go and turn around the corner, it's like my steering wheel weren't even working. Little did I know that the roof had been leaking all night in this corner at warehouse. My lollop just carried on going straight forward, even with the steering wheel turned. So I went straight into another cage, into a wall, and the back of the lollop hit my back. And don't get me wrong, it weren't like a massive impact at all. I got off, I was a bit shook up, and I tell you what, from that moment on, the pain every morning, it just got worse and worse. And looking at me now, you might think, oh, he's coping alright. Doing alright, like I'm not doing too bad. But I'm in some serious pain. And this is my way of sort of going through it. Should not be doing what I'm doing. Shouldn't be doing half of the stuff that I do. But I tell you what, I have sacrificed so much in my life in the last 2 years nearly, because of an accident at work, that even just one wet floor sign being put on floor could have sort of saved me from having to hand in most of the things that I used to do. Like fishing. I used to be fishing nearly every day. Because I used to work nights, I'd get home, have a couple of hours kip, get up, go fishing, sometimes a few matches, and then I'd go on, get another couple of hours kip, chill out with missus, go to work. At Life of Bloody Riley. Good pay. Just got promoted as well. Yeah, and afterwards he treated me like absolute dog shit. I put a picture on one day of my missus getting 2 new tyres put on a car. Just 2 new tyres. And I put a picture on Facebook because of how cheap she got them and how good they were. They were part warns. And they called me in for a disciplinary, saying that I should be too unfit to be getting tyres fitted. It was my missus's car. She'd gone to have tyres done. I'd only took a picture of them outside the house. Anyway, that's my health issue anyway. I take co-codamol for it a few times a day. It helps ease it off, but if anything, like, I'm still in loads of pain when I take them. So yeah, what I'm doing right now is not ideal. But I refuse to become couch bound for the rest of my life, not being able to do stuff. So just pushing myself and finding new limits is the only way I can live my life happily and comfortably. Nobody likes that, you don't agree with it, well, I'm going to do it anyway. Anyway, back to the bowl. This side, just over there where it's South Pole where I chat shit all the way around to here, and I'm going to take you down this straight towards RV2. Starting to get a slight rub in the left one on the heel, but depending on you're going through new boots, get yourself some thin socks on to start with. It helps bed them in more, because your feet aren't being cushioned against the lining of the boot, so you kind of want the boot to get to know your foot. So it's just starting to rub it now at left foot. So what I'll do is, next few outings I might just wear thin socks, and then when they start getting comfy and they're not rubbing anymore, that's when I'll fill them gaps in with some thick socks. And honestly, our issue boots, with the amount of pairs I've gone through, they only get comfier, like they're really, really good. So these are running just fine so far, so happy days. Coming over the top at Valley now down here. They just got this straight path down towards RV2. I'll be back with you when I get there. Now we hit this bit, that short decline down here, and back up this side, and again it's a steady drop down. It's not too steep, it's alright, you can side foot it if you want. Back around onto this platform and up here onto RV2. Right, RV2 is right here, so on the top of this green hill where I am now. So we've just come down that hill there, up here, and now we're on top of this sort of high rise here. And we'll take you down, side foot it down onto this gravel path, back up that way. But this is RV2. So again, nice area to be. You've got a lot of wind on you, comes over from tops. You've got a nice view of everything. It's nice and comfy if you want to just chuck yourself down and get a couple of bottles of water down you, or, you know, I don't know. And then we just soldier on through this way. I'll just record myself going down here again, so again, side footing it. It's loose gravel, but when you know what you're doing, and you've done it a few times, it's quite straightforward. Oh, past the bush, and then up onto the top of here like that, onto this path. So that's what you drop down there. It looks steep and horrible, but actually when you side foot it's not all that bad. And then up this last sort of incline before we drop down onto that straight again. Go back up here onto this flat platform. We've just come over at the outskirts of that, drop down there, back now onto the main path. We are back onto that main path, and then it's a straight line now down to the bottom, that finish line checkpoint. So again, keeping as far left as I can, try and absorb every couple of meters extra I can do. Like I say, it's a distance game, not a time game, so the more distance you can get in, the better. See, I plan on doing 6 mile a day for 25 days, but there might even be times when I just carry on and just get like 10 mile out of the way. There might be days where I keel over in absolute agony and I've only done half a mile. So I want to make sure that any opportunity I can to get some extra miles in, I will do. And again, it's raising awareness for Help for Heroes, but ultimately I'm unfit, getting fat, I've lost a bit of weight. Steady. And like, it's only going to benefit me. It's next to where I live, it's right next to the house, it's free, like, you know, might as well make most of it, haven't I? A straight path down here, and we're just coming around this corner now to that finish line checkpoint, and hopefully Strava has kept just enough signal to pick up the route for me. Really nice day today. If you do end up coming out doing something like this, just remember sun cream or getting your arms covered. Like I'm getting there, but like I'm like a medium rare at the minute. Right, finish line checkpoint. So where did I say? Here, parallel with this slab. Right, so let me just quickly get Strava up and see how we've done. So to get back here where I started, it's 0.95 miles. So if I try and just widen my spread an extra few meters all the way round, I might be able to get it to exactly a mile back here. I'll have to work on that and see how we do. But just under a mile back here, so 5 times round, walking from my house down here, then back here, back home. It might just do it, but for the sake of being a mile, just under a mile back here every time, I think it's gonna have to be 6 laps. 6 laps back here, and then just whatever I do coming here and then going home as a bonus. Like, might as well. But nice and easy run that. Again, I've only done a couple just to show you what it's like. And again, if you want to come up and you want to come and have a blast, drop me a message or go on YouTube or even Facebook. I'm on TikTok as well. But if you want to meet up before I start, you can just come and do a couple of laps if you want while I crack on, or you can come and do it with me. It's entirely up to you. I'm not really great at making friends. I don't really have a lot of friends. Like, I'll not be going to the pub with you. Do you know what I mean? I've got friends, but I ain't got people that I like sit and put my fingers in every night and stuff, and Xboxes and all that. So if you want to, it's not obligatory, you don't have to. Drop me a message, get in touch. And if you want to do it, get signed up to Help for Heroes 150 mile walk challenge and come up here and add a few miles in. Even if you don't complete the entire thing, if you raise a couple of quid, even if not, you've signed up, you get a free t-shirt, Help for Heroes t-shirt. You've signed up, you've shown your interest, and next year, if you don't do it this year, next year might be the time when you think, right, I'm going to do it this year. And again, guys, the real reason why we do this, if you're watching this and you're struggling, ex-forces, veteran, this is not for anybody that's ever wore camo and done some tiring stuff. This is for anybody that's struggling because of military life in general. You could be a family member or a close friend of someone that's been lost in service, or you might know someone that's really struggling and you find it hard to be able to comfort them. Just remember, Samaritans are only a phone call away. Talk to people, you know, try and meet like-minded people, or sit down with a family member or even a friend. Safa, one of the greatest to ever do it in the game, Safa. Get in touch with Safa, have a phone call with him, have a bit of banter, you know, just try and recondition yourself back into life, because I've been there. I've been on ends of bridges, overdoses, you name it. I've tried my hardest, and somehow I always find myself trying that little bit harder when I come back around, you know. So just take it steady, just look after yourselves. I'm here, message me. I'm not qualified to help you in the slightest, but I promise you I won't just ignore you and let you suffer alone. I can't commit to like being your PA and messaging you 24/7 though, but if you're struggling, need someone to talk to, get in touch with people. Last thing anyone wants to do is be going to your funeral because you weren't considered somebody that can help. Anyone can help anybody, even if you're just listening. So that's it for this video. Another one coming soon. Again, it's just to show your old progress and everything, and how we're cracking on. Feel free to join the movement. Welcome to the Veterans Mess, and I will see you on the next one.